will struggle to pull themselves out of. Move in the right direction. Take one step forward and let go of what's going to happen.
Alrighty, chat, let's get started. Welcome to another HealthyGamerGG stream. My name is Dr. Alok Kanoja. Just a reminder that although I'm a psychiatrist, nothing we discuss on stream today is intended to be taken as medical advice. Everything is for educational and entertainment purposes only. If y'all have a medical concern or question, please go see a licensed professional. Welcome, everybody. So today, we have something really cool. We're going to be talking with the one, the only, the Jeremiah Brown, Mega Chad, LoveIslandMegaChad.com. Check out his website. Before we hop into this conversation, I have no idea what the deal is with Love Island. I don't know what's going on, but apparently he's a cool guy. Apparently it's a great show. Whatever. We're just here to talk to people. Before we hop into that, we've got something cool going on. We are doing a Healthy Gamer Game Jam. So it's submissions open from September 1st at 1:28 p.m. and run till October 1st at 12 a.m. So it starts in 4 days, 1 hour and 27 minutes. You can join at any time. It's absolutely free, hosted by our awesome mods. So you can join a team. Teams are limited to 6 members. I think if y'all need help finding teams, y'all can join the Discord. And I think there's like a looking for group kind of thing going on. So if you guys are interested in getting some experience programming, maybe building a video game, maybe doing a little bit of this, maybe doing some healthy gaming, leveling up your skills, meeting some people, at least one member of each team needs to be a member of our Discord in order to receive information and updates. And so, yeah, I think the theme will be revealed on September 1st. So that's about it. I think, let me see if the Chad man himself is ready. And then we can hop in, chat. I told him it was going to take me 5 minutes, but, you know, I finished earlier than expected. So we will see. Let me see if I can figure this out. I'm going to just go ahead and let's do this. And then I'm going to do this. And we're going to see if this works. And then I'm going to do this. 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 So I told him I would be ready at 5 after the hour, but I wrapped earlier. I don't know if he's stream right now. If he I think he, oh, I see myself. All right, whatever. How y'all doing, chat? Doing well? Let me see if I can find. Yeah, I think we've got some pretty fun stream coming up soon, chat. So let me just see if I can get this going. Anyone excited for the Silk Song release, chatters? Any chatters in chat? And did you guys hear that, like, I guess a reason, apparently the reason that it took so long to make is just because they were just having fun with it. Like they were just enjoying it so much. Did you guys hear about this? Which is pretty cool. Yes, this is live. Absolutely. Silksong and Borderlands 4. Okay. When Borderlands, I mean, Silksong comes out very soon, right? I don't remember exactly when it comes out, but I thought it was like super soon. Let's see, what's Silksong release date? September 4th. Wow. Okay, so it's like coming out next week. Chat, are you all ready for it? 12 for Borderlands. Yeah, nice, dude. This is gonna be great. So, what do y'all think? Do you think it'll live up to expectations? Chat. And then in unrelated news completely, dude, I watched no spoilers, I watched the grand finals to EWC Street Fighter. That was wild, dude. Yeah, it was great. Really good. Okay, so we're just in the Jeremiah waiting room. Any questions while we're waiting, chat? I've not seen Severance. It's on my list. Why don't I watch Call of Duty competitive? I don't know, man. It's hard for me to watch FPS. Like, I don't understand what's going on most of the time. My, like, old man brain can't swing it. Yeah, Hollow Knight is great. Finished any games? I'm in, like, post-game in Expedition 33. I started playing Metaphor. And then, as always, I play Dota from time to time. But I don't know if that is something that you ever finish. Do I like Deadlock? I like Deadlock in theory. So here's the problem with Deadlock. Problem with Deadlock is it's so complicated. So I love Valve from like a design perspective, but man, it's so hard to learn their games. So difficult. It's wild. Okay, looks like something's going on. What's going on? Okay. All right, well. I have not played Remnant from the Ashes. Are you going to do Harry Potter like shorts for other series? If y'all want me to. I mean, that's not like something that I was planning on doing. It's just my wife started asking me questions about Harry Potter. I play supports in Dota, and someone's asking about Puer Aeternus Part 3. We just did a Puer Aeternus Part 3 lecture over. Yo, dude.
Sorry to interrupt. Am I late? I'm so sorry. I just seen it.
No, you're fine. You're just super loud. So something changed about your volume. Count to 10 for me.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
4.
I'm going to turn you up just a touch. Yeah, you were super loud at the very beginning, but I think it's fine now. No, it's all good, dude. I actually wrapped up super early, so that's not on you, bro.
Okay. Sick.
I don't think we need this anymore. All right, let's get started, bro.
I'm leaking a million things right now.
Not that I can see.
Okay.
All right.
Yo, wait, let me make sure my chat's good real quick, and then we're solider. Chat, can y'all see the doctor? Yeah. W Dr. K. All right.
All right. Let's get started, man. So
Let's do
first, what do you go by?
You saw me, Jeremiah.
Okay, Jeremiah. Yeah. So Jeremiah, tell me. I would love to learn a little bit about you. Or yeah. So
Yeah.
like, can you tell me a little bit? Like, yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Basically, I'm born and raised in Seattle, Washington, or Auburn,
Okay.
Washington. And then at 18, I went to college for 4 years and got a film degree.
Okay.
And
Cool.
during that period, COVID hit. So I had to learn filmmaking on Zoom. So I fell
Oh
out
my
of love
God.
with it. Yeah. So I fell out of love with being behind the camera and started being in front of it. So I started modeling a lot more. And then I was day trading from 2020 to 2022. And I was going crazy at the end, but then I graduated and I was like, oh, this is my job now. I got to make X a month to support myself, and blew everything up. Like I climbed from I lost probably like 10K learning, climbed all the way back up, and then lost almost all of it again because I graduated and put so much pressure on myself. So then I was like, damn, what am I going to do? So at 22, I took a gap year and I was an assistant substitute teacher for a year while I was modeling. And then the modeling started going crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send it. So I drove to California alone and just, got blessed enough to start modeling full time like 6 months after that. Like I was working valet part time, supporting myself. I broke my foot, had to borrow money from my mom's like a year and a half ago. And yeah, and then I started modeling full time, and then now I'm here.
Yeah. So you were recently on this TV show Love Island, which like everyone
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
talking about.
Mhm.
Can you tell me a little bit about? I've never seen the show.
Good, good.
Can you tell me a little bit about the process of getting on the show? Like, what's that like? Like, I mean, I just love to hear about what human beings' experiences are in life. So, can you tell me a little bit about what that was like?
Okay, let me turn you up real quick, and I got
Sure.
you. Chad, is this better? Is it better? Is it better? Can't hear him that good. Okay, let me turn it up. Let me turn it up. My fault. Can you re-ask the question so I
Yeah,
can see if
yeah.
it's
So I was just wondering, just what is it like to be on a TV show like that? And what's the premise of the show? Can you explain it for us?
okay? I got you. I'm a
Testing
little
one,
higher.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What comes next? 16, 17?
Better. Okay, that's
Okay.
good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure.
So the experience of the show was insane. I guess I'll start from the beginning. Boom, they DM me, and I'm like, you know what? I was not in the best place because I just gotten broken up with like 3 weeks before. But I was like, it was kind of like something to latch onto while you go through a dark time, I'm like, this would be a crazy experience. I've never been out the country besides Canada when I was 16. So I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. And then you go through like a 12-step process. They had 95,000 applicants this year,
Wow.
which is, yeah. So I'm just saying, like, God doesn't make any mistakes. And I was just like, first you do Zoom interviews, then you do fill out questionnaires, and then you do like you meet them in person, then you go to a doctor. You have to do I know you're aware of it, like the M something test, where it's like a personality test. I had to do like 1,000 question test, and then you go to a doctor in person. Then you meet with a psychiatrist, and you meet them again in person. Then you meet these people. Then you fly there. Then so it's like a 12-part thing to do it. And then once you actually get to Fiji, they fly out more people than are gonna go on the show. So like you do one interview, they say, okay, we like you for either OG, a bombshell, or a Casa. Then you do another interview. Then you do a photo shoot. You feel me? So it's just like a lot of process for you to get it. But
What's your sense of what they're looking for?
um that changes the more let me chill. I would say personalities. I guess just like a mixture of personalities. I don't know. Maybe like it's not like a pressure cooker. They kind of put a bunch of personalities in and then shake us up and see what comes out. And so I would say maybe they're looking for people that are comfortable in front of a camera and have confidence, I would say, and this would give people, good TV in a sense.
Interesting. Yeah. So first of all, I'm super impressed by their process. So
Yeah,
I didn't realize. I mean, that shows like this have psychiatrists interviewing people,
Mhm.
probably assessing whether you're like stable enough to like not acutely mentally ill and things like that. That sounds really really well done and quite thorough.
Mhm.
Um, and okay, so you jumped through all these hoops, and what was it like when you were going through all of this? What was that experience like for you?
The actual process before I got there was so fun because my sisters are obsessed with my. Oh, thank you for the sub, Chloe is your homie. Sorry. Um, My sisters are absolutely obsessed with the show. So I was talking to them the whole like every time I had an interview, a meeting, anything, I'm voice noting them, and they're like they're literally my best friends. So it was a lot of fun because I would go do something and then talk to my sisters about it, and they'd give me feedback. And then I'd go do something and then talk to my sisters. So it was a lot of fun because me and my three sisters all got to go through that process together.
And would you say that you were kind of invested in making it through? Like, were you try-harding in terms of wanting to be in the show, or how did you relate to this possibility?
That's a great question, honestly. No one's ever asked me that. I think I just wanted to have fun and be myself because there wasn't like you can't really fake anything through that many processes, especially once you're on camera 24/7. Like I get some people can put up a front, for a day or two, or maybe even some weeks, but it gets to a point where it's like you're on 2, 3 hours of sleep and you just can't fake it no more. Like, so you really just have to genuinely be yourself through the entire process, or you're gonna get there and flop, or get there and be called a fraud. So it's really just like I had a lot of fun with it because I love forming connections, meeting people, laughing, joking, and all that. So the whole process was fun for me because I got to go chop it up with the producers. Oh, this is how I am. This is what I like. Whoop de whoop, and then go voice note my sisters. Yo, had another meeting, went great. Met at a cafe. Whoop de whoop, stuff like that.
And so when you say you're sleeping 2 to 3 hours a night, how does that work? Like, why are you only
Yeah.
sleeping?
So in the villa, oh man, Doc, you don't even know. In the villa, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
like,
I really don't.
bro, like we probably averaged 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. Like there
Why?
was nights where because they just want to. I'm not gonna throw shade. It's just like
Like, what are y'all doing all day?
it's like this. I'll take you through the day. We wake up at right after sunrise. We
Sounds
cook.
great.
Yeah, it's cool, calm. But we're going to bed 3, 4 a.m. And
Yeah.
the whole time we don't know what time it is. Like we don't know what time it is the entire time. Like a
Okay.
clock or nothing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's super cool. So they don't provide you with any.
It's not cool. No, though. Bro, our circadian rhythm is cooked because the bedroom, there's no sunlight. So our circadian rhythm is fried. Like the whole show.
but
Because we don't get to see sunrise and we don't get to see sunset unless we actually see it because we stayed up
Wait.
filming so late or so early.
Wait, so I'm confused. Do you don't go
Yeah.
outside?
No, we go outside, but our bedroom is blocked off from sun. It's just like
Okay.
lights, like LEDs.
Okay.
So we'll wake up, have no idea what time it is, get ready, go make breakfast, try to pull people for chats, play ping pong, stuff like that. And then we'll take a huge block of the day to, get ready. And then we'll go have like a date night thing outside. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. Some days we're waking up like the night Charlie went home, it was from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. day because we did a chat. So it was a 24-hour day. And then we had 2 or 3 hours of sleep. And then we had to do a date the next day. So some days were treacherous like that. Some days we got to sleep in. But overall, it was an amazing experience. And I'm forever grateful. It was just taught me a lot about myself. For sure.
How long was the whole experience?
For me, I was 2 weeks in the hotel before I went to the island or the villa. And then I was in the villa for 3 weeks, got booted, and then stayed another week in the hotel, and then flew home. So it was 6 total weeks for me.
Okay. So like 3 weeks of sleep deprivation?
Yeah, it's funny because like after I got outside the villa, I'm like, oh, I was surviving on 4 or 5. I can do this. And then I realized quickly, like, well, actually took me a while to realize it. It's like that's not smart or the healthiest way. And it's like, no, you need to get back to your 8, 7 hours of sleep because just because you were doing it before doesn't mean it's right.
And so the premise of the show is that you're trying to find love?
Yeah. That's it.
And what's that like?
It's fun. It's interesting. Like it's so fun to get to know people because I love talking to people and getting to know new people. So it was a lot of fun to like talk to a girl, get to know them and just like laugh. I guess like I'm just like to have fun. So it was definitely interesting, like being on camera and mic'd up 24/7. But at the end of the day, it was just a lot of fun.
And so I mean, did you? But I guess if you don't feel comfortable answering is totally fine. But
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
feel like you experienced love while you were there? What's funny about
Do
the
I
question?
feel like I experienced love? Chad, what do you think? Nah, I definitely had a lot of fun. There's a lot of great moments, but I had a roller coaster of an experience. But my chat, no comment. My chat said no comment. I had a roller coaster of an experience, but at the end of the day, I had a lot of fun. Formed a lot of connections I'll have for the rest of my life. So I'm very happy with it.
So that sounds like no.
Yeah, I did not find love. I found a lot of awesome homies though, but no love.
What do you think? Did other people find love?
Yeah, there's some couples right now that made out of it. Yeah.
So, what do you think is the reason you didn't find love?
I would say the reason I didn't find love is because
And I don't mean to put that on you, like you failed at
yeah, you're
finding.
good.
No, I'm like I'm really curious about, like, you know, in a situation like this, how does someone find love? Like, what determines whether someone finds love or not? You know?
Bro, that's a great question. It's literally like you try talking to a girl, you see if you're compatible. If you are, you pursue it. If you're not, you go find someone else. And there's always new people being brought in. It's kind of
Oh,
like speed dating on
interesting.
camera on mic 24/7. Yeah.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
are you and when you say compatible, what makes people compatible?
I would say just good conversations, values, and stuff like that.
Conversations and values. And you keep on using the word fun. Can you
Yeah.
tell me what that word means?
I would say fun means laughs and creating good memories.
Okay. So laughs and good memories, but not
Yeah.
so you lots of laughs, lots of good memories,
Yeah.
but not necessarily compatibility or having the same, like wanting the same things from life, or what do you mean by values? Like,
In terms of a connection there, like me personally, like I want a girl that has the same value as me, like family oriented, believes in something. You don't have to believe in the same religion as me, but at least as long as you believe in something, and things along those lines, getting self betterment and stuff like that.
what is family oriented? Are you okay with this line of questioning? I know you wanted
Yeah,
to
yeah,
talk
for
about,
sure.
like, we can talk about insomnia and stuff whenever you want to.
Okay, yeah, we know a couple more is fine. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. So we can, just I'm super curious because I
No,
think
then I'd
it's
love to answer
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So when you say family oriented, what does that mean?
For me, a girl that is close with their family, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And I don't really know what exactly that looks like, but I just love a girl that's close to their family, cares about her family. Because I'm super family oriented. Like my family is the best part about me. So it's like I just want to have a girl that has those similar values because it means like a lot to me. So it'd be weird if you're like don't care about your family and I do care about
Okay.
that so much. Especially like if I have a kid with you, etc., the grandparents and stuff like
Okay. So so how do you assess whether someone is close to their family or not?
I guess asking them is not the I think I ask them and then I see how much like they hang out with them, the way they talk about them. Honestly, like if they
Nice.
say, "Oh," like anyone that talks ill about their family, like, "Oh, my mom's such a whoop de whoop," that's immediate red flag.
Gotcha.
Definitely how they talk about them and how, like, honestly, how people treat, like, this is very common, but how people treat like waiters, waitresses, stuff like that. How they talk to people if they say please when they order food or thank you and stuff like that. Just little things like that. I'm like, okay.
And what does that mean to you? What does that indicate?
How well you treat a human being. Because I feel like I don't care what you label yourself. You can label yourself the most this or that or nothing, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's how you treat somebody. Like I don't care if you're the most religious, non-religious, like that's amazing, but it's like it's how for me personally, it's how you embody that and treat somebody at the end of the day. Because like you can say whoop de whoop, I donate $1 million a year. I'm so close. I go to church. Whoop de whoop. Like religion aside, like whatever you want to say, I'm this, that, and the third. It's like, but for me, it's not about what you say. It's like how you show it. Like I feel like being the best example is that is showing who you are instead of saying like do this, do this, I do this, I do that. It's like just show instead of like tell. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I noticed you say whoop de whoop a lot. Whoop
Oh,
de
I do?
whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoop de whoop means, here's what how I'm interpreting it. That means like kind of like yada yada yada, but in a positive way. Like is in you
Yeah,
kind of talk it
exactly.
up a little
Yeah.
bit, but okay.
Pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said values are important to you, so it sounds like some kind of relationship with some sort of spiritual inclination is important to you.
Yeah, because honestly, like I'm not really religious, but I love my relationship with God. Like that's what I care about. Like I don't label myself anything. I go to a Christian church, but like what I care about is my relationship with God and do I show I'm a godly person? Because you can be the most diehard XYZ religion, but if you don't personally, if you don't show that or embody that, then it don't matter. But it's like I'm gonna show you how much I love God and how close I'm with God by how I act, how I take care of my family, how I treat my friends, how I, X, Y, and Z. So it's like that's what means the world to me is like one my partner, I don't want them to believe in nothing. I like you don't have, you could be, Muslim, you could be cat like I just want you to believe in something. You
Yeah.
don't have to believe in the same thing as me, and I'll never push my values onto somebody. But at the end of the day, for my compatibility wise, we gotta be able to believe in something together.
No, I don't mean to.
No, you're good. You're
So
good.
here's honestly the thought that I had. I don't mean to downplay that. I'm really fascinated by that. But the thought that just popped into my head is, how the fuck are you single right now?
Yeah.
How? How is a guy like this single? Like what the fuck, man? Okay, let me just.
Nah.
Sorry let me know if the profanity is not okay. But
No, you're good. You're
like
because
look. Here's what I'm seeing. Here's what I'm hearing. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, just bear with me, Jeremiah. Just
I-
bear with me. Okay. So there's like this whole like dating and mating crisis going on right now. Enter Jeremiah Brown. Profession, literally, model. Enjoys getting to know people. Has been a day trader. Is family oriented. Treats waiters and waitresses well. Enjoys forming connections with other human beings. Has a relationship with God, tries to embody good things, is not pushy for his values. So it sounds like you're professionally doing pretty well. Sounds like you're physically attractive. Sounds like you're not a prick, bluntly, right? Sounds like you're
I
caring.
would say so.
You have a good relationship with your family. Sounds like you have 3 sisters. So I imagine that your understanding of a woman's experience is pretty good. You've also probably been socialized pretty well around like women and things like that. Like I imagine that you're not like if you had to go buy like tampons or hygienic products for a menstrual period, that would not be an issue for you. Would it be an issue for you? Maybe I'm.
No, I've already been like my sister called
Right,
me.
right,
"Hell, bro."
right. So like and so what I'm seeing is like I'm seeing pardon my language here, and let me know if this comes across as judgmental. You're a catch.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Right. So I'm not saying it as a compliment. I'm not trying to.
No, I know.
right?
I
But
appreciate
like
you.
what I'm seeing and hearing is that you're a catch. And how are you single?
I think like there's definitely been some leaked. I've definitely formed some amazing relationships outside the villa after. But the thing is, like my time, that's what we'll talk about later is time management and sleep and diet. I just don't I want to give the person I'm with like the world, like all the time, not all the time, but like proper time, proper everything. And I feel like right now I can't do that because I want to take care of my family. I want to build my book club. I want to stream. Like I want to build like something that matters, like merch and like charity, like ways to help people and like help people through my book club. And so it's like I don't feel like right now I have the proper time to invest myself into a relationship to give what the other person deserves from me.
And so let's talk about time now. Does that work?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great so first of all, what does someone deserve from you?
I would say just like love and attention and just like things like spontaneous things and dates and stuff. And I just feel like right now with my schedule, it'd be really hard to do that because I love doing all that stuff in a relationship. I just need to get myself right first and my family right and my schedule right and get more consistent with how I do things in my life. And right now it would just be all over the place because I wouldn't be able to see them for 3 weeks, which is fine. But I don't have like the brain, the mental capacity to like do that right now.
And where is your mental where is your mental capacity right now?
I would say it's great. Honestly, it was rough a couple of days ago. But I'm in therapy, so I talked to my therapist about it, and it was really just diet and sleep because again, I was in that mindset like, oh, I was good with 4 or 5 hours of sleep. And then it's like, wake up, go to bed on the phone, wake up on the phone, stuff like that. So it's like yesterday I ordered a multivitamin, like a really good one that actually works that she recommended. I ordered a meal prep service, so I'll be getting I'll be getting 14 meals a week, so lunch and dinner, because I kind of don't eat breakfast because of the gym, and then 30 grams of protein average a meal. So I'm gonna get my body right, my mind right, get my vitamins right, because lack of B12, she was telling me, can produce as anxiety. Because some days I'll wake up and I'll feel like everything I have to do today is a 911 when it's not. Like I'll just have like meetings and handle this, handle that, but I'll wake up and I'll feel like I'm underwater, even though I'm not. Like there's no fires I gotta put out. So that was what I was going through because I'd be like great for a week, and then one day I'd wake up and all of a sudden everything I have to do is on fire. But then I'd like realize it. So just dealing with that and starting with a morning routine and a diet. Because yesterday I woke up, I hit the gym, I went in the pool for like 5 minutes. I walked to the grocery store, got healthy ass breakfast, and yesterday was phenomenal. Today I feel phenomenal. Woke up and hit the gym again. So I think just like not waking up and sitting on my phone and then getting better sleep so I can wake up and hit the gym. Like that's personally like the best way to start my day.
I totally agree, man. I'm a bit curious. So you mentioned B12.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I ask you, do you know if you ever got tested for B12? Do you have a B12 deficiency?
No, I don't think I do because my diet was so fire before the villa. Like I'm shopping once a week. I'm going to Trader Joe's. Shout out Trader Joe's, let's do a deal. I'm like cooking it all the time, fruit, salmon, beef, and all that. But I haven't gone to the grocery store once since I got back. And I
I see.
haven't cooked once since I got back. So I'm taking beef liver, but obviously it's not enough. So and I'm gonna do labs right now. I don't have health insurance, but I got an LLC now, so I'm gonna get health insurance soon and then I'll do my labs 100% because she recommended that too. So I only think I do right now because of my diet. Maybe.
Yeah. So it could, I mean, could be right. So I think it's worthwhile to get labs done and things like that. But usually, if you're eating, I mean, B12 is something that we see a lot with people who are like vegan. So if you have like
No.
animal dairy sources of like, if you're eating like animal protein, B12 deficiency
Yeah.
is very uncommon.
Okay. Then I was just having a bad day.
No. I mean, I think it's useful to try this stuff, and multivitamin usually doesn't hurt or anything like that. So I'm a bit curious. So it sounds like you've already discovered that waking up first thing and being on your phone doesn't help.
No.
When you say you wake up and you kind of feel underwater, what do you mean by that?
It would be like right now I can tell the difference in my day because sometimes I'll wake up and I won't hit the gym and I'll just be on my phone for the first 30 minutes of my day and I'll see the emails, I'll see the texts, and it's all blessings. But it'll just overwhelm me because I would spend too much time on my phone and then my schedule gets backed up. But when I go to the gym, when I wake up early and go to the gym, it's like my me time because the rest of the day I love my days, but some of the time it's not always like me time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing stuff. So like when I wake up and I can hit the gym for an hour and a half, and then go dip my feet in the pool and get some sunlight, walk to the grocery store, get some healthy eats. Like it's just like so resetting because I'm such a habit oriented person before. Like I love doing spontaneous things and rocking with the flow. But before I got in the villa, I was waking up like almost every day at 7:30, hitting the gym and then doing my day. And that's what my body mentally and physically, that's what I need. And I have not been doing that. But the second I got back into doing it today and yesterday, like consistently, it's been amazing.
Okay. And so it sounds like you have a lot of things that you want to do. You want to stream, you have a book club, merch.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
can you tell me a little bit about what you have like going on? Like what does a day in
Yeah.
your life look like?
So for example, today I have this amazing stream and then I have a merch meeting at 12 at noon, I think, to see like I'm gonna do some Jer Bear merch, and then that'll go alongside the book club, and then later tonight I have a basketball stream, and I have a meeting with my financial advisor today. But yeah, the main things I have is a book club on Instagram and TikTok and Discord, and we're the Jer Bears. Shout out the Jer Bears,
What
and
does that
so
what
we'll
does that
meet
mean? What is it? What
the
do you
Jer
do in your
Bears.
book club? Yeah.
Oh, basically, Jer Bears like
Jeremiah
my community. That's
Jeremiah
yeah.
Bears. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, essentially that's the name he chose. And so basically we'll meet once or twice a month on TikTok live to talk about the book we're reading. I'll pull people up and we'll talk about the book, et cetera. And then actually tomorrow from 11 to 2, the last bookstore in downtown LA, I'm doing an in-person book event. So I'll go there, I'll read some books, I'll sign books, I'm gonna talk to everyone who goes there. I'm gonna give out some things, walk around the bookstore, check people out and stuff like that.
What kind of books do you read in your book club?
Right now we're reading the Song of Achilles because I wanted to try something new. But starting the next book we read will probably be I'm gonna make it more personal because anyone can read any book, but I'm gonna make it more personal. And a lot of people ask me like, "Yo, How did you compose yourself and handle yourself in this situation in the villa and outside? And how are you like, how I say and do certain things?" So I think actually, I know September 2nd, when we choose a new book, it'll probably be like my top 5 books that helped me go through the things I went through in the villa and didn't like snap. So yeah, next week we're gonna choose like a top 5, and that would be like the 4 agreements, ego is the enemy, the obstacle is the way, the subtle art of how not giving a fuck, when things fall apart by Pima, mindset, books like that.
So your book club is mostly nonfiction?
Yeah, the first book we did was fiction because we wanted to try it, fiction fantasy, but then next book it'll be self mastery.
Interesting. And that's, can I think for a second?
Yeah, of course.
I now understand why you commented on my bookshelf.
Yeah, I'm a big bookworm.
I'm just thinking, okay?
No, you're good. Dude. Yeah.
What do you like about books?
I think what I like about books is getting better because basically the way I got into books is my uncle owned a comic book shop when I was a kid. So every time we'd go to Portland, I would stop by and get, Amulet, Captain Underpay, like Totoro, manga, all that stuff. And then high school, we had something called AR reading. So we would read a book and take a test and get points. And I love free stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? So like pizza and like this classic book fair. So I'd always read and then take tests on it and get points so I can stack up candy and stuff like that. And then I stopped reading in college because I was doing college work. I'm not going to read and do college work. That's insane. But then basically COVID hit, and I always walked around kind of like animosity. Like I used to be like an angry I used to like being angry even though I hated it. Does that make sense? Like
Mhm.
in high school, like I would was it like a fun guy, but like I would just sometimes I'll just walk around with anger. I wouldn't like direct it towards nobody, but I would just be like, I'm angry and I like being angry. It was just weird. So then when COVID hit and I was stuck in the crib, I was like, damn, like I can't be angry just sitting in the crib all the time. I'm gonna go insane. So then I found through day trading, actually, I found Stoicism and Ryan Holiday. So those are the first books I read, Robert Greene. So it was kind of just like, yo, I don't like how I feel. How can I do something about it? And then I found, Stoicism, like get 1% better a day, all the, Marcus Aurelius quotes about, anxiety and Seneca and Epictetus, and like all those quotes really resonated with me. And then yeah, that's why I got into reading with Self Mastery and like Mindset by Carol Dweck or Cheryl Dweck. Sorry if I forget her name, but yeah,
Carol?
just books like that. It's like being able to read something and implement it, and like the 7 habits of highly effective people, like empathetic listening. That when I learned that, bro, like connections and how to win friends and influence people by Dale Carnegie. That book totally changed my career because I'll meet somebody on set, learn their name, never forget it. And at the end of the day, yo, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Sarah. And they'll be like, oh, like I can see it in their faces how much it means to me that I remember their name and something like, oh, their kid or their car. Whoop de whoop, oh, how's the kid? Whoop de whoop, how's your dog? So it was like being able to like read something, put it into my life, and then see how it makes other people happy and affects them was like life changing for me because it made me feel better. It helped my career and it put a smile on someone's face. And for me, that's like the biggest thing ever. Because even before Love Island, like all I love to do was like make people smile and laugh, and whether it's roasting you or supporting you, it was just like being able to read something, implement it, and then like watching them like recognize what I did is priceless.
Yeah, so can I ask a couple questions about that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
how are you feeling about the direction of this conversation? Do you want to be talking about something else?
No, whatever you want to do. I'm having a blast.
Yeah, so I mean, because I know we were talking a little bit about, we talked a little bit about insomnia and being on your phone. So
Yeah.
we can, I mean, the thing I'm confused about is, so when we kind of talked about it, it seems like you sort of have that under control. Like you felt underwater, you're working with a therapist, you kind of got your shit sort of in order and you're like in a good place now. So I'm just sort of going where I feel curious about.
Yeah, yeah, let's do it.
But if you want to talk about like insomnia and like staying up late, like I'm more than happy to.
Okay, bet.
But yeah, so just let me know. So
Yeah, I will.
here's what I'm kind of curious about. I think a lot of people read books,
Yeah.
but then they don't put it into practice. And it
Mhm.
sounds like you put things into practice quite a bit.
I try to my best, yeah. I try.
How do you do that?
For a while, it was lock screens. It was lock screens. It was notes. I have a success board in my room, and I'd put my favorite quotes on it, like you you choose the F's you give. Like Mark Matt's like you can only give so many F's. Like you can't care about too much and just like quotes. So first of all, like a lot of self-mastery books can feel like quotes. And that when I first read the Four Agreements, that's how it felt to me. It was four rules. But then I went back and listened to it and it kind of like put it in my brain, like don't take everything personally. So I would say the number one way I would implement it would like read it, and then literally go and try it. As hard as that sounds, like I would write I forgot the quote from it. Oh, first seek to understand, then to be understood. So I would have it as my lock screen or in my notes, and the next time I had a conversation with someone, I would look out for myself, make it about myself. Because a lot of this is one thing I notice now, and it actually makes me upset because of how much I notice it. Like if I have a conversation with somebody or vice versa, and it's like, yo, I'm going through a hard time. This is happening to me. A lot of people think that the best way to help them is trying to relate, when a lot of times that's not the best. Like, yo, my cat just died. I'm really going through it. And someone's like, yo, I know how you feel. My cat died 2 years ago. You'll get through this. And then the person's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry your cat died, but this isn't about you. So that for me was a big game changer in personal connections, because instead of saying, trying to relate, that's not what people want. They want, oh man, I'm so sorry. How can I help? Oh, how are you feeling? And stuff like that. So the second I stopped doing that, I felt better, because people always, I'm going through this right now. And then people always want to say, oh, you'll be okay because I went through it. And they're like, bro, this ain't I'm sorry you went through it, but this ain't about you. Like, I'm feeling like this. And so that was something I noticed right away, changed my conversations, because a lot of people think that's being a good friend, a good listener, when in reality, people just want it to be about them, rightfully so, because they're going through it right now. They don't want to hear about what you went through right now because they're going through it, and they just want you to be there for them and not talk about yourself. So once I started putting all like what I care about when someone's going through something about them, that also made all my connections way better.
Yeah, so that's so interesting. So I'm hearing something different, I think, from what you're saying. So I know that sounds weird, but I think you're saying it. But so you mentioned lock screen. Can you tell me what you put quotes on your lock screen? On your phone?
Oh my God. So I have 50 different lock screens, right? And they always say, this one right now, I have like my niece, my sister, my family, cars I want to get, house I want to get. Like I have every like affirmation, manifestation, all that. So like half my family's, half everything else. But this right now, it says, if you're tired, then do it tired. Right. So today I woke up dumb tired, like, oh, I want to sleep in and be, the most alert and awake for the stream. But I was like, no, what? Even if I can go hit the gym for an hour, I'm gonna go hit the gym for an hour. So I literally like said, okay, I'm tired, but I'm gonna do it tired. So I drank my pre-workout and I went and hit the gym. So just like that, I wake up and I see, well, I didn't see that one this morning because it's every hour, but I'll remember, I see it enough, right? So it says, oh, if you're tired, do it tired. So I woke up, I hit the gym tired. So I always try to put the lock screens or sticky notes or notes in my phone, and I read on my wall as well. It's on my whiteboard essentially.
So it also sounds okay. So here's what I'm going to try. So I see immense value in this conversation that I didn't see when we started, which is not to say that the original there's not value to everything else, but I think that I think we live in a world where people always want to get better.
Yes.
They try to get better. They consume a lot of content about getting better, and they don't necessarily get better.
Yeah.
So what I think is truly exceptional about you is that when you try to get better, it sounds like you get better. And once again, I'm not trying to glaze or anything like that. It's just like the number of people who apply, seek first to understand, then to be understood. I think that's Dale Carnegie.
Yep.
And so, that like people read all these books, but the application is not there.
Yeah.
And so what I'm really curious about is like your process of application, because it sounds like when you read a book, there is some kind of impact. And it's hilarious that you were talking about, doing it tired. So give me a second. I literally was doing a little bit of writing yesterday, and I literally wrote about that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't. I think I was writing a little bit about how what's going to hold you back is your capacity to do things when you're tired. And
it's huge.
It's really scary. So, I've been trying to understand this a lot. And next month, it's funny. Like, we're trying to plan. We have a membership over here at HG, and we're trying to plan for next month. And basically, it's like members will select the topics that we work on. And so they had all these like topics, and I was looking at everything, and I was like, this is basically all like application problems. Everyone's like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to practically apply what I'm learning. So it's like they have all this information, but they struggle to put it into action. So I started thinking about, okay, like instead of these individual topics, like I don't know how to meditate, like where do I start? I don't know how to, build a social circle, like where do I start? Yeah. So there are all these like principles about socialization we'll teach, principles about meditation we'll teach, and then people like, I don't know how to act. So I was sort of thinking about it from a meta perspective and being like, okay, I need to teach people like how to engage in action, basically. So that's sort of what I'm working on now. And then there were 2 or 3 things that I was working on yesterday. One is, a lot of people don't realize this, but when you feel tired, there are 2 or 3 things that could be going on. One is you're physically tired. So fatigue could be a physiologic signal. The levels of adenosine in your brain sort of signal tiredness, and caffeine blocks adenosine receptors, so you don't feel tired even though you are tired. Yeah. So there are physiologic causes of tiredness, absolutely. But then what a lot of people don't realize is that tiredness can also come, tiredness is a craving for dopamine. So, and there's something really beautiful. So I was like, paying attention to my kids, and my kids are like, I'm like, oh yeah, let's clean up for 15 minutes before bed. And they're like, oh, I'm so tired. I have no energy. They flop down. And then I'm like, okay, fine. That's fine. If you guys are too tired, y'all can go to bed. I'm going to watch a movie. And then suddenly they have energy.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
It's really interesting because if you want to understand physiology and neuroscience, I think the best place to learn is to observe kids, because kids are not socially conditioned. So their like bodies and brains don't have all this like conditioning layered on top. So they kind of function in a more like basic biological sense. So it's really interesting because tiredness is the subjective feeling of a dopamine craving. Yeah. Right. So when your brain, when you crave calories, feels like hunger. When your sodium balance is off, you may crave water. Right. So what is the feeling of a dopaminergic deficit? It's actually tiredness.
That's crazy.
And then when you feel tired, so then what usually happens when people feel tired, they'll default to seeking dopaminergic activities. So when I feel tired, what do? I lay down on my bed, I pull out my phone. It's actually a dopamine craving, because what does a craving of dopamine feel like? It's kind of because we all talk about dopamine. What does it feel like when you crave dopamine? Like tiredness is at the top of the list. Yeah. Tiredness is also your brain's way of discouraging action when it does not see a good outcome. So like if I don't believe that studying, if I don't think that studying will get me an A, then I'll feel tired when I'm faced with studying. So there's another really dangerous thing about tiredness, which is that tiredness increases if you're pessimistic. If your brain's calculations about the value of actions that you take, what's the value of working out? Well, if I work out, I'm still like, I'm not financially stable, so like it's not enough. So I see this a lot.
That's so real. That's so real.
Right? This feeling of like, it's not enough. So like there's so many people who are stuck in life because any step forward is not going to be enough to solve their problems. And so if it's not enough, then your brain will tell you don't waste energy. And the way that your brain tells you not to waste energy is it makes you feel tired. So there's all kinds of stuff about tiredness. And so I love that lock screen that you have, because tiredness actually is not a reason to not act. It's very dangerous because if you don't act when you are tired, you are actually training your brain to give in to tiredness. And then your brain learns, oh, wow, like this is how I'm going to, like, if your brain is making a calculation that this is not a good idea, which is not the same as you thinking from like a higher level perspective, oh, I should do this. Yeah. Brain is like, no, it's not worth it. Then it's going to make you feel tired. And then you're going to feel more and more vulnerable to tiredness. And what you'll find is you're feeling more and more tired, even though you're doing fewer and fewer things. It's so
Yeah,
weird, right?
that's insane. Actually.
It's crazy. Like the less you do, the more tired you feel. And then everyone's like, oh, I can't do this because I'm tired. No. You're training your brain in the wrong way. You need to learn how to do things when you're tired. When you're tired. So what I try to do, and literally I was doing this yesterday, is like,
Yeah.
like, you know, if you game, I don't know if you game, but like there's always like,
Yeah.
oh, like one more game, like one more round. Like let's
Yeah.
queue up one more
OG.
time, right? And so now when I try to work, like I have a ton of work that I have to do. And so I'm fatigued, but it's like, okay, like how much can I push myself? Can I work for 5 more minutes? Can I work for 1 more hour? Like, you know, how much can I work? Can I work when I'm tired? And the moment that you're capable of working when you're tired, then your life is in your hands. It's
Game
like,
changer.
it's crazy. So I love, you know, I just, it's funny because I was like literally thinking about this stuff and reading papers about it and stuff last night. And then
Yeah.
I see this thing on your lock screen. So I got excited.
No, that makes me excited that you're excited, bro. That's amazing.
And so going back to, you know, it's interesting because it sounds like when you read something, like literally, how do you read it and what do you do after you read it?
Okay. I'll do. Yeah, I think the most one I want to say that's so real because, bro, like just to touch on that real quick. When I was like depressed in like the tail end of college, like I didn't go to the gym because I was like, this is so sad. But I'm great now. That's like years ago. I was like, what's the point of working out if I don't even want to like not want to be here? But I'm like, what's the point of working out if I don't like my life? Like, who cares what I look like if I don't even want to be here? So that's so real about how when you don't care about one thing, it just backlashes. And I love the quote like, the best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time to start is today. And like all the atomic habits, that things that James Clear talks about. But to answer your question, like I think the most basic example would be I would read the object is the way. Wait.
Obstacle is the way.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I was like, I didn't sound right. Yeah. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. And so boom. I would read that book and I would just try to pull out a couple things per book. And so the next time I would read it, and the next time I was, yeah.
When you say pull out a couple of things, what does that process look like?
It looks like, okay, in the book, they'll give an example about something that is unfortunate, but you're blessed to go through. So, for example, the best way I implemented that I'd be in traffic and I'd get mad. Oh, I'm in traffic. Damn, I hate traffic. And then I would think, I'd be like, okay, I just read this book. I'm going to tell myself it's a blessing to have a car. I could be on a bus, you feel me? I could be walking, I could be Ubering. So I was like, okay, you know what? This traffic is a blessing. And it's different than toxic positivity. It's not that. It sounds like, but it's not that. Traffic sucks. You acknowledge that it sucks. Like, dang, traffic sucks, but I am so blessed to even have a car to be in traffic. And it's not faking being happy. It's not, I love traffic. It's just, traffic sucks, damn, but hey, you know what? At least I got a car to get me there. At least I have somewhere to go. You feel me? At least I woke up this morning. So it's not toxic positivity. It's just acknowledging things on the back end that you can acknowledge. Like traffic's always going to suck. I don't want you don't have to fake being happy. Yeah, it sucks, but it's okay that it sucks. Like, okay, it's cool. Traffic sucks for sure, but hey, shit, at least I got a car. At least I'm driving to work. You feel me? Because I'd be complaining about going to photo shoots. I'm like, damn, I'm complaining about traffic. What I get to do what I love for a living, that's insane. Like traffic gonna suck, but I mean, that's part of life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like little things like that, like, oh, the obstacle's away, like boom, I broke my foot and had to borrow money from my mom like a year and a half ago. Like it sucked and it was one of the hardest points in my life, but at the end of the day, like the obstacle is the way. And it's like I'm not gonna, and it's not lying or pretending to be okay or that this is okay. It's just acknowledging that it sucks. But this is what I must go through. You know what I'm saying? So after I broke my foot, a month later, I booked my biggest commercial. So it's just, or a month and a half later. So it's just, it's not toxic positivity. It's acknowledging that this is bad, like, oh, traffic sucks, but it's just having something on the back end to know, like, this is something you must go through and it's okay that you're going through this, and just try to find the things around it that give you that gratitude.
Yeah, so I'm feeling a calling in this conversation to try to translate what you say.
Okay.
So I love that. So I think it's so great because people wonder, you know, what is toxic positivity? What isn't toxic positivity?
Yeah.
And pardon me for mansplaining.
No,
But,
you're good.
but no, I think it's you really hit on it. So I think a lot of times what people don't realize is toxic positivity. You said this. It's just I heard it in a particular way. Toxic positivity is pretending that something negative is positive, right?
Exactly.
And I think what you're actually doing is fascinating. It's so interesting that you sort of stumbled into this or figured this out or studied it or whatever, but you're adding context to the situation. So if we look at the nature of human suffering, the more zoomed in you are, the more you will suffer. So in this moment, oh my God, I'm in traffic. I hate traffic. Traffic is never fun. It's never good. But so literally what happens is there's a zooming in that happens where that's all that is in your vision is this negative thing. And then as it's interesting, your cognitive reframe, your cognitive process, which you do in your head, is to add context.
Yeah.
Even though this thing is bad, what is the context? Like literally what you're doing is zooming out. I'm stuck in traffic on the way to a job interview. I'm stuck in traffic on the way to like a photo shoot. I'm stuck in traffic. And what is the context? I have a car. And when we add that kind of context, when we literally zoom out, what it does is it adds context. We sort of take a step back from it. It seems like there's a lot of gratitude. So the kind of context that you add seems to be gratitude focused, but there are other parts of it too that are really fascinating. And so when you add that context, that is what takes the bite out of the traffic. And what's really fascinating is if you look at the severity of mental illness, what we discover is that the more severe the mental illness, the more zoomed in people are. So in the cases of people who are delusional or psychotic, what is in their head is literally all they see. They can't get away from their thoughts. They can't get away from they're hallucinating, right? So their mind is literally occupied by that. So like you have, delusions, and then you'll have people who are, as you cross, then you go through the sort of borderline phase, which is like on the border of psychosis and neurosis, which is kind of on the border of like delusional and anxiety, which is what people with BPD have, borderline personality disorder. And then you get into anxiety, which is less severe than psychosis. And the thing about anxiety is you're able to zoom out a little bit more. It's not 100% real. And then when you really start to treat people with anxiety, what you do is you help them zoom out even more. Okay, you're worried about this? Like, let's take a step back. Let's look at the big picture. Like, let's understand just because your mind is predicting this danger, just because it's a possibility doesn't mean that it's a probability, and we do all this work and we help them zoom out more and more and more. So it sounds like you're very good at applying context. And then the last thing that I thought was really fascinating is, you're talking about obstacle is the way. I kind of think about that in terms of karma. So one of the things when I'm really working with someone intensely, one of the things that I try to help them understand is that you shouldn't run away from things that suck.
Yes.
And this is something that you have to go through. So you have somewhere in your karmic chart or whatever the fuck, who knows if that's real or not, but like somewhere you have certain things that you have to get on the other side of. You have to get to the light at the end of the tunnel. That means going through the tunnel. And oftentimes when we avoid the tunnel, it catches up to us and it just lengthens.
Yeah.
And there even some spiritual teachers that will, like one of my spiritual teachers had me go through a lot of karma, like very intentionally. They're like, start doing all the shit that you need to do. Just start embracing it and get through to the other side. There's a certain amount of, I don't know if this makes sense. There's a certain amount of suck that you've signed yourself up for based on your actions in the past or whatever comes from past life or whatever God wills, whatever. Right. So you like your actions, the way that you lived yesterday, the way that you lived a month ago, your choices a year ago, those things have purchased a certain amount of suck. So if I haven't worked out, then that's purchased low self-esteem. That's purchased hating going to the gym. That's purchased a body that feels tired when you wake up in the morning. All of the actions that you've taken have purchased this amount of suck. And the only way to go through that, if we think about how do I reverse that scenario, I have to go through that from like a Newton's third law perspective. I have to get my ass to the gym. It's going to suck. And the more that I make things suck, the more I pay off those karmic debts. You have to be careful because that can get into some toxic sort of things going on there where then what you do is mindset. You sort of start to create suck because that means you're doing better. but not necessarily. And so you sort of have to like work through that karma, and then as you work through that karma, there's like good stuff on the other side. So it's so interesting to just hear you talk, because it's like it mirrors so much of what I try to teach and what I've discovered too, which is super cool. It's like great.
It's awesome. I love that. Yeah, no, to touch on that point, exactly, because it's like going to the gym is hard, being out of shape is hard. You know what I'm saying? Eating unhealthy is going to be hard because you're going to feel it. You're going to look like it, you know, unhealthy. So eating healthy is hard because it costs more. You got to cook more. So it's like, I love the quote saying, choose your hard. It's like, are you going to do the hard work at the gym, or are you going to do the hard work going up a flight of stairs in your heart, you know, and trying to breathe? So it's just to touch on that point. Yeah, I try to embody that because I couldn't agree more with, the best things in life are on the like. There's a quote I do, like the best things in life are on the opposite side of fear. Like when I skydived for my graduation gift to myself, the quote I used was, the best things in life are on the opposite side of fear. So I can't agree with you more. It's like everything you want in life, everything in life is like a problem or it's hard. So it's like, are you gonna choose better? Like Mark Manson says, life is just better problems. You know what I'm saying? You have money problems at 20,000 a year, you have money problems at 200,000 a year. So everything in life is just choosing problems and trying to have better problems. You want to have the problem of meeting a specialist once a week because you don't work out and you have bad heart health, or you want the problem of waking up early and hitting the gym? You know, do you want the problem of a sore body or a big body? You know what I'm saying? Not no hate, but I'm just saying, like, there's this in life, I feel like you choose your problems and you just want to choose the best problems. The best problem for me is waking up early and going to the gym versus feeling so bad up in my mind.
Yeah. So I want to kind of go back to one or two things. So it sounds like, first of all, when you read, you're really thinking about, so a couple things. One is, it sounds like you sometimes consume a book more than once. And what is the time window between reading a book the first time and then like listening to it on audio?
That has only happened a handful of times. The main one would be the Four Agreements. I read it during college, I'll say like 4 years ago. I read it, like 3 to 4 years ago. I read it, and at the time I loved it, but it was just a bunch of rules. And then my therapist recommended that there's this 2-book combo that is the most life changing. If I had to give anyone a 2-book combo for the rest of my life, it would be the Four Agreements and When Things Fall Apart. Like reading those 2 books together. It was right after my relationship ended and right before I went into the villa. And it was the most beautiful 2-book combo ever, because the Four Agreements teaches you things like don't take things personally. I'm going to blank on them now, of course, but that's like my favorite one. There's 3 other ones. Don't spit poison. Do your best always. And then When Things Fall Apart, it teaches you about something called Cool Loneliness. I don't know how familiar you are with that book, but it's one of the best books ever written. When Things Fall Apart by Pema Chödrön, I believe. It's heavily Buddhist and it's phenomenal. And she just basically, that book is, the best thing I got out of it is, a lot of people hate being alone, or think it's a bad thing, or like think being alone is bad, or try to run away from sadness. But it's basically like, that book is kind of like Mark Manson, but it's like, one, being alone is awesome. Like, learn to love it and sit with it. And like, being sad is okay. Being angry is okay. And the more you try to escape that feeling by doing what you usually do to escape that feeling, it's actually hurts you in the long run. So she was like, when you feel sad, sit with it, chill. Like, oh yeah, I'm sad today. I'll be all right tomorrow. Okay, I'm sad tomorrow. In 2 days, I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that book totally changed my life. And so to answer your question, sorry, I got sidetracked. To answer your question, I've only done it 2 or 3 times, but I went back and listened to the Four Agreements after I read Things Fall Apart, because it didn't feel like rules anymore. It felt like a mindset. Because I think that's the hardest part about self-mastery books, is getting your brain to think about rule 1, 2, 3 instead of this is how I operate now. So that for me is like the hardest transition that I've focused on. Is like, okay, this isn't a rule book. This is things that I need to learn and practice every day, so it becomes second nature, and not like, oh shit, okay, what was the 3rd agreement? Oh, okay, it was this. Let me go do this. Like, I just want it to be seamlessly, like, into my brain. Like, okay, I'm not going to take that personally, because that comment that someone just said about me is how they feel about themselves, and it has everything to do with themselves and not me.
So I'm hearing that you think very intentionally about, how do I practice?
Yeah, I try to.
Do I practice what I am reading? So you pick 2 or 3 things that really resonate with you and you intentionally try to practice them.
Mhm.
Okay. It also sounds like you feed your sensory organs quite a bit with this stuff, right? So it's not like
That's right. Yeah,
one and
for sure.
done. It's like you have your board in your room, you have your lock screen. So this
Yeah.
is like, it's so interesting because when we think about like advertising, right? So the whole point of advertising is people will try to like carpet bomb your attention with a particular thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if nowadays it's like Labubus or Dubai chocolate or whatever. I'm confused about all
You're
that
right.
stuff. But right. So like
Yeah.
the whole point is like saturate your attention. And the more that you saturate your attention, the more that your mind will think in a particular way. So I see
100%.
that you craft a system to saturate your attention. So there's intentional reading. There is how do I practice? And then there's the saturation of your attention with concepts that you want to work on.
100%.
Am I missing something?
Yeah, no, and then I try to remember the quote, garbage in, garbage out. So like if I wake up, lock screen. Okay, do it when you're tired. The obstacles away. I wake up, I'm brushing my teeth. I got things right here. Stillness is the key, ego is the enemy. That's me brushing my teeth. Clip that. And then I get out, I'm looking at my wall. Healthy mind, healthy soul. I'm like reading my quotes. Okay, boom. So before I'm even out the door, I already got 3 or 4 hits of what I want to consume. So for me, it's like if I consume that, then I'll eventually, put that out. And it's more than just reading quotes. Like I'll take that quote and I say, okay, I have to practice that because you could read. So like you said, you can read a million self-help books, but if you don't, or self-mastery books, but if you don't um do it, then it's just useless. So it's like, okay, to this week I want to focus on this. This month, this day I want to focus on this. Okay, today the obstacle's the way. Everything that happens to me today is a blessing. Oh damn, I'm late to the whoop. I went to the gym. Okay, I'm late, but at least I'm here. You feel me? So it's just like I try to focus on one thing at a time and build that muscle, if that makes sense. Like, okay, um, I'm tired. Like I said this morning, I woke up, I'm tired. Okay, today I'm gonna practice. If you're tired, do it tired. Okay, boom, I did that. And I try like the honesty, because people can try to do too much at once, and that's why I love Atomic Habits. Because you want to start running, don't go run a mile today. Put your shoes by the door and go walk. You feel me? Go walk for a week. Okay, then walk a mile. Okay, then jog a little bit. You feel me? So it's just like that slow grind is the best because it's the same with the gym. Like my friends or me stop going to the gym. Everybody wants to go back in the gym and go crazy the first day. I haven't been to the gym in a month. I gotta go crazy today. When in reality, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're gonna be so sore and fatigued tomorrow that you're not gonna want to go back. So when you go back to the gym after missing 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you're sick. You go light. You just get the reps in. You go light. You go hit a light workout. You just do enough so you can show up the next day because you don't want to go back in there after missing a month and do the most because then you're going to turn yourself off from going. You don't want to, like, when people learn to run, if you say I'm gonna go learn to run and you go run 2 miles, you're gonna be effed up the next day and then you're not gonna want to run again. So you have to baby yourself into whatever habit you want to do. So if you read a self-help book, okay, this week, I'm gonna focus on chapter 1 through 5. Today, I'm gonna practice gratitude through all this shit I hate. Like, oh damn, this sucks. My coffee's cold. You know what? Coffee's cold. It'll be hot tomorrow. I'm not gonna make this coffee ruin my day. Because a lot of people like, oh, don't talk to me until I have my coffee and just stuff like that. So it's really just focusing on a couple things at a time so you can actually implement them. You don't want to read a whole book and then try to implement the whole book in a day or in a week. Like you want to take out the things that you can actually implement and set yourself up for success, just like if you're learning to run, just like if you're learning to work out, just like if you're going to the gym. Hope that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. I'm thinking.
No, you're okay. Take your time. Actually, can I go to the bathroom real quick? Because I care
go,
so
go.
much, I don't have to think about the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Go.
I'll be right back. Chat, thank you for all the subs. Well, I was missing. KRB, thank you for the gifted. I'll be right back, y'all.
Fascinating. Not the conversation that I was expecting. What do y'all think? Yeah, so I think there's a lot. I see what y'all. I think he's definitely got a lot of Vata energy for sure. Um, I think there's steps after, but this is where he is right now. Um, so I think there's a lot of great comments and questions. How do I know if I'm really tired or just dopamine tired? I think this is a really good example of a completely unproductive question. Not trying to burn someone here, but what difference does it make? So y'all have to be careful about the way that the mind works, right? So when we're introducing this concept of dopamine,
Imagine I feel so much better.
when we're sort of looking at tired or
much laughing.
dopamine tired, which one are you, right? So just notice where the mind goes. The mind goes to like, which one is it? Not action irrespective of which one it is. That's where the money is. So you have to be super careful because oftentimes asking that question is a path to inaction. Right? What difference does it make? Okay. So Jeremiah, I'm loving this, but I'm gonna kind of let you drive. I mean, I have a couple of other questions if you want to go there, but like if you have questions for me, I want to give you the chance. Otherwise, I can keep asking you things.
Whatever you want to do. Honestly, I've had a lot of fun. So I just whatever you want to do, because whatever you're doing right now has been so fun.
So I have a kind of a weird question.
Yeah.
Who are you? Like, how do you
Who
understand
am I?
what you are and who you are?
I would say that I'm just like someone that that's a I've because I want to keep it like career outside of the career titles. I would just say I'm someone that just likes to have fun, likes to spend time with my family, and likes to just get better and make people around me better the best way I can and help people around me.
And how old are you?
That's a crazy question. I'm 25.
Okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's. I was just.
Who are you?
I am that which experiences my life is how I would. I think I'm just like a bundle of. I would say that I'm probably like a monitor on which there are pixels,
Okay.
and you know we think that what's on the screen is what's real, but what's real is the monitor. So I think that, you know, in the past, I have identified as like a man, a doctor, a father, things like that. I think really at the core of it, I'm none of those things. I'm just that which experiences the life that I'm living.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
at my core, I'm really nothing. So I think my most fundamental experience of myself is like empty.
Okay.
And so yeah. Is that confusing for you?
No, I think most people would think that's like pessimistic or negative, but it's not meant to be like that way.
No, it's wonderful. So
Yeah, exactly.
if you sort of think about it, stuff is what really makes us upset.
Yeah, things.
Right? So like, and I don't know if this. So you remember how we were talking about the more zoomed in you are, the more things suffer.
Yeah.
So as you zoom out more and more and more, you sort of like, my experience of it is that I get to a place of like basically emptiness, where if you zoom out far enough, there's like nothing, right? So it's just all just like stuff. Like, so in the way of like traffic like really doesn't matter. Like, like you said, today's my coffee is cold. Tomorrow my coffee may be warm, or it may be cold. And then at some point, maybe warm coffee will come. But in this moment, cold coffee does not bother me.
Yeah, it's okay.
So the more that you zoom out from yourself, the more that you can say like, okay, like whether I'm a doctor at the top of my class or bottom of my class, whether I'm a dad, whether I'm single, whether I'm ugly, whether I'm sick, whether I'm not sick. For me, nausea was a really hard one. So all this like kind of philosophy and thinking stopped short when I got violently nauseously ill.
Oh,
And then a
sure.
couple years ago, that sort of changed, and I tried really hard to be okay with nausea. And then that was big for me. But I think that I mean, I'm just really, I'm just kind of like this bundle of consciousness that experiences
Yeah.
all of the things in Alok's life, and like that's really what I am. So I think all of the properties that you would apply to me, I think I embody those in some way, but it's not really who I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's powerful. That's powerful because, yeah, dang. Because I think people fall in love with labels, especially with social media. Like you'll click on someone's bio, and I'm guilty of this too. Not saying it's a bad thing, but you'll click on someone's bio and it'll say entrepreneur, fitness coach, this, that. They'll have like 7 titles. So I think to just, and people would think it's like a bad thing. Like you can say you're empty, but you still, that doesn't mean you don't experience joy or pain or anything like that. So I think it's very powerful that you have that outlook on it. That's like a
Yeah.
goal.
So I mean, I think all that stuff is going to come, right? So joy will come,
Yeah.
pain will come. All that is going to be dependent somewhat on my karma, but as far as who I am, I'm just that which experiences my life. Everything else changes. So like, I was me before I was a father,
Yeah.
and I'm me after I was a father. So that can't be truly what I am. I was me before I was a doctor, and I'm me after I'm a doctor. So that truly can't be what I am. So what is the most
Yeah.
constant aspect of who I am? It's just I'm the one who's living my life. That's really who I am. And all the things
That's
that I think are my life are not really it. Really, the only thing that is truly constant in my life is that I'm never living yours and you're never
yeah.
living mine. I'm the one
Mm.
who's just in this machine. And then all the things, all the happiness, all the sadness, all the desires, all the striving for, and all that kind of stuff. That's just in the machine. It's not really me.
Mm. Yeah. Oh my God, that's relating to a book. I think it's when things fall apart. That's so beautiful. Oh my God, that's something I wanted to say. No, that's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. No. Wait. Okay, go back before you said that's not really me. What did you say? Oh, yes, the title thing. That's so real because boom, if you invest all your like who you are as a title, like I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor, I'm a doctor, and then you get stripped of that some way, shape, or form, it'll be the most catastrophic identity crisis ever. So I love how you don't put your value or who you are into labels that can be taken away. Like that's so beautiful and like goals like okay I can't be like oh I'm Jeremiah, I'm a model content creator, because if that stops then I'm Jeremiah and the sentence ends, so I think it's really inspirational that you take away all those labels, because at the end of the day that's just stuff that the machine's doing and that's not like who we are.
Absolutely. Right. So I think that there's a lot of stuff. It doesn't surprise me that when things fall apart, I mean, this is what I think is really interesting about a lot of what you're saying is that I think there's a couple of like concepts that they fall back to. So one is ego, or
Yeah.
in the Eastern system, we use the word ahamkara, or it's the feeling of I. So this is
Okay.
like when you say I am ... anything that comes after the ... is actually your ego. It's not really what you are, because those things change, right? So I'm a loser, I'm a winner, I'm
Yep.
right. So I'm a doctor. And the more that you attach yourself to your identity, and I became a doctor, and then the medical board was investigating me for concerns, then maybe I would have lost my license and stuff. And those are all good things. Those are healthy things. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh God. Did I just am I still streaming? 1 second. Hold on. F in chat. Still live? Give me a second. Maybe I gotta restart stream. I don't see him. Jeremiah's frozen. Let me just see. Oh. Okay, I think it's It's my Windows. Let me see something real quick. Okay, GG. Okay, I'm gonna try restarting.